Thanks for joining me. Let's dive into a bit of leg work today. So I'm going to begin by finding my way to the top of my mat and placing my feet just wide enough so that I can move in and out of Malasana with ease. My toes are just slightly pointed out. And let's find stillness here, inviting length into our spine, feeling our feet rooted into the mat. And breathe. And let yourself fully arrive here on our mats in this present moment. And let's find our way into our first Malasana of the practice, bringing our hips low. If you need to adjust your feet, you can toe heel in just a little bit. And I'm going to place my elbows just on the inside of my knees, creating a bit of resistance that I have to push back into with my knees, allowing a bit of abduction in those inner thighs. And breathe here as we keep that resistance in a place of work, but on the cusp of ease. And we're going to do a few repetitions into forward fold and back again. So at your own pace, allow your hands to touch the mat if you wish. Knees do not have to go straight right now. You can keep a micro bend. We want length in the spine, feeling our feet rooted, feeling those hips, finding our breath, and let's be seated in Malasana. Notice the heels shifting in and out as I move back into our adduction, that little push, and breathe. And let's find our flow in between these two postures. I'm going to allow my fingers to root, finding extension. Spine is long, neck is loose. And bringing the hips back down again and off those hands, finding that abduction. And again, back into our fold. And I'm going to move maybe a little bit quicker with the breath in and out. Feeling my legs warm up just a bit in my hamstrings and in my thighs. And find your rhythm with your breath as we create this warmth in our legs. Couple more. Spine is still long. And one more time. Finding that forward fold. And this time, let's allow ourselves to rise. And if you wish, we can invite a micro bend as we rise, finding our spine long, adjusting our feet if we need. Really feeling the length of our legs, length of our spine, crown is tall. From here, we're going to shift our weight onto our left foot. And be here for a moment. And at your own pace, we're going to switch it into the right foot, feeling the shift of that weight. And be here for a moment. And again, to the left. Really tuning in to the shift into those feet. And again, to the right. Feeling the rooting with the bottom. Bring your feet into a more narrow stance. Hip width apart. Shifting our weight into our left foot, we're going to bring the right knee forward. We're going to move our balance back into warrior three, taking this leg out sideways if you can. If you prefer, you can go straight under. Tune into the body. I'm going to bring mine around the outside and back into that extension. And once you find your way here, take a moment to pause. And then we're going to bring that knee back forward, bringing our weight upright. And give yourself a moment to be here and repeat, taking that leg back into our warrior three, really feeling that weight shift. And after a moment of steadiness, bringing that knee back forward. Take a moment to be here and then root both feet. Shake it out if you need. We're going to now root into our right foot, allowing that left knee to come forward. Find your way back into warrior three, whether you choose to take that leg under or take it around. And take a moment to arrive here and bring that left knee back forward. You may find balance on both sides is not the same. That is okay. And take a moment before taking it back. And give yourself a moment to arrive. And when you feel ready, bring that knee back forward. Feeling that shift. And one more time. And take a moment's breath before we bring it back to our knee forward position. And when you're ready, root both feet. Shake it out if you need. We're going to begin by sweeping it low in chair, bringing both hands low, taking a deep squat, hands together into a sword and tall. And breathe here. And let's repeat that dive. Both hands low, sweeping it tall. And again, sweep it low. And this time we're going to invite a twist if you wish, taking that left hand and crossing it down over our knee. Return to neutral when you're ready. Bringing that left hand back up. And on the opposite side, right hand down, crossing that knee. Feeling that twist. And when you're ready, return to neutral. Push tall into mountain. Again, we play with our balance, bringing our weight to our left foot. Knee comes forward. Hands may go wherever you feel most balanced. When you're ready, we're going to move into tree. You may take a half lotus, or you may place the foot anywhere on the leg that is not the knee. If you don't have the mobility to meet your thigh, that is okay. Meet your calf. All of these are perfect. And breathe here. And when you're ready, we're going to loose that right knee, bringing it forward again, feeling that plane shift. And back into warrior three. And when you're ready, we're going to float it through to mountain, keeping this femur plugged into our hip, creating the space to sweep it through and root. Take a moment to rest here. Shake it out if you need. We repeat on the left side. Left knee forward. You may enter half lotus. You may rest the foot on the thigh or on the calf. Find your tree. And take a moment to steady here. And when you're ready to move, right knee comes forward. Sweep it back into warrior three. And breathe here. We're returning to our knee forward position. And at your own pace, bring that knee forward and root that foot. Shake it out if you need. From here, we move back into Malasana. We're going to toe heel our feet just a bit wider, toes slightly pointed out, and I'm going to take my seat low in Malasana. Elbows back on the inside of the legs, creating just a bit of resistance as I push outward and back into that. And breathe here, neck is loose, no tension in the neck. We're going to move back and forth into forward fold a couple of times, finding that flow with our breath. Inhale, exhale, fold. Inhale, Malasana. Exhale, fold. And again. And maybe we linger here in our forward fold for just a moment. Hands may be rooted on the ground. Hands may go on the hips. Hands may grab your toes. Spine is long, neck is loose, legs are strong. And if you wish, you can find a subtle space of movement forward and back in this posture. Really tuning into the rooting on the bottom of the feet and the invited stretch in the hammies and calves. If you feel pressure behind your knees, invite a micro bend. This is still forward fold. Check in with your body. And from here, let's be seated in Malasana. We're going to play with a little bit of balance and challenging ourselves a bit. So from here, touch down at any point when you need. We're going to invite a bind around the right leg. We're going to shift our weight into our left foot and at the same time, give a nice strong push to find that rise. Rest down at any point, but if you can make it into full extension, find your gaze forward. And then let's control our descent back into Malasana as best we can, allowing both feet to meet and resting here for a moment. Let us repeat on the opposite side. Remember, both sides are not the same. This is okay. I'm going to find my bind around my left leg, shifting my weight into my right foot, giving a nice solid push into the mat. My gaze is down until I find my balance, and now my gaze goes forward. And from here, let's find a controlled descent back into Malasana. And take a moment here, and let's repeat once more. On the left side, I'm going to take that bind on my right, pushing strongly into the mat with my left foot, finding that rise. Once I feel steady, I can bring my gaze forward and breathe here. When you're ready, let's control our descent back into Malasana. Meeting the mat with both feet. Let's take a moment to pause. And when you're ready, let's bind around that left leg, pushing strongly into the mat with the right foot, finding that rise. And when you're ready, if you wish, bringing that gaze forward. And let's find our descent back into Malasana. And take a moment to be here. And let's find a stretch into ragdoll. We're going to work our way into our forward fold, toe heeling my feet in, more narrow to support my torso. Notice how my torso is resting on my legs as far as you have to go to find that meat. We want that support. Hands are still rooted to support me as I wobble. Neck is loose. Arms are heavy. Feet are rooted. Chest is fully supported. And I can take a moment to let my head Hang here. Legs are still working. And if you wish, we can rock forward and back just a bit. Or if you wish, we can toe heel out just slightly wide enough to find a sway. And when you're ready to move out of ragdoll, we're going to rise that head, toe heel just a bit wider, and take that seat back into Malasana. Maybe our legs are feeling a bit warmer, feeling the work. We're about to challenge them a bit more. So from here, we're going to be playing with some goddess pose. You may find you want to toe heel in and out a bit to adjust your hips. That is just fine. Tune into your hips and what your body is asking for. Let's find a nice steady Malasana. I'm going to keep my arms on top as to keep my mobility more open. And from here, we're going to find a rise and come down. And taking those arms into a nice circle, I'm going to rise and come down. And again, inhale and rise and come down. And again, and again. And exhale into Malasana. And the next time we rise, let us linger for just a moment, resting when you need. And if you wish to challenge your balance, you can come up onto those toes, really feeling those hips, adduction, the hamstrings. Everything is working. And rest in Malasana. Really feeling those legs now. Give yourself a couple of nice full vessel breaths in and full vessel out. And we repeat with a solid push, holding and feeling those legs and exhaling. One more nice solid push and hold. Rising onto those toes if you wish. Feeling those legs working. Energy is upward. And rest into Malasana. And exhale into a forward fold. Really feeling the mobility we've created by building all this fire in our legs. And feel the spine long with gravity. Legs are strong. Spine has length. No tension in our neck. Just giving our legs a moment to stretch out now that we've created a bit of fire. So from here, we're going to place our hands as if we are in down dog, but we're going to continue walking it back in small strides, clunky, like a beautiful elephant. And once we arrive in downward facing dog, we're going to walk it back up. Still clunky, like an elephant. It's our little elephant walk. Once we're at the top of our mat, we're going to shift our balance into our left foot, loosening our right, finding the space, and back down. Opposite side, shifting into the right, rising that left, and rest, and a couple more. Right up, left up, and again, right up, left up. Really feeling that balance shift, and let's walk it back like an elephant. Slow and steady. Really feeling the wiggle it sends up our spine to keep walking like this. And again, back up. And again, we shift into the right and the left foot. I'm first going to root into my left, taking the right up. And rooting the right, left up. And again. One more. And let's walk it back like an elephant. And let's walk it forward. And take a moment here and forward fold. Knees may have a micro bend if you wish. Hands may be on blocks. Hands may be on the mat. Hands may be on your shins or on your thighs, wherever you feel most comfortable. And just breathe here for a moment. This is challenging enough at times. And when you find yourself ready to exit, let's bend those knees and sweep it up in the chair, letting our arms open up as we rise. And take a moment to be here. Maybe widening your stance as to feel more rooted after a bit of that leg work. Thank yourself for showing up today. Namaste.